Okay, everybody. Sorry I can't be here in class, but I'm going to make a video class for you so you can see what's going on. So, today we're going to be talking about shape, all right? And there's a couple of different ways that we're going to talk about shape. We're going to talk about geometric shape. We're going to talk about organic shape. And we're going to talk about free form shape. Also, maybe some of these words you've heard of already. All right. Also, we're going to talk about foreground, middle ground, and background. And then there'll be a follow-up lesson where we also talk about positive and negative space. Although today in class, we're not going to get to that. We're going to save that for later. All right, so have a quick conversation with your elbow partner and see if you can use your prior knowledge to figure out what some of these terms mean. Alright, so did you get it? Geometric shape means any kind of shape that might come from mathematics that has a name. So things like a triangle, or a hexagon, or a circle. Organic shape is a shape that comes from life. So anything that comes from life, like a tree, or a moon, or a person, alright? Organic shapes represent what we see in real life. And a free-form shape is a shape that doesn't have a definable name or form, really, or a structure. All right, so here, I'll draw you a couple of examples. A geometric shape, like a triangle. I'm going to just put equals G for geometric. All right, an organic shape, like a tree, O for organic, and then a free-form shape, I don't know, that's this sort of thing here, something we might see Matisse make. I'm going to put an F for free-form. Did you get it right? I hope so. Okay, so to learn about our shapes, now you've heard the terms, but now we got to work with it. So check this out. First thing we're going to do is make a book. Remember how to do this? I'll show you just in case you forgot. And what you do is you fold your paper in half and then fold it in half again, long ways, and then fold it in half again so that you have an evenly proportioned rectangle there. Alright, open it up. Okay, fold it to the big rectangle again. All right, and remember there's three edges. There's three open edges. I always get that wrong. Three open edges and one folded edge. All right, so from the folded edge, cut down halfway, right in the middle there. All right, there we go. See? Got that? Fun stuff. Open it up. Grab the two edges. Okay, remember some of these folds will be going the wrong way, so you got to coax them into going the correct way for you. And there you should have your book. Now, take a writing utensil and title your book, so find out where your cover is. Okay, here's my cover. Title your book Shapes. And put your name on it. Alright, so Shapes by, in this case, Mr. Allen. But it could be, well, put your name. You don't have to put my name on there. Alright? Hope you got it. Alright, everybody. So here's the next challenge. Once you've made your book, all right, and you've titled your book, in my case, Shapes by Mr. Allen. Now it's time to practice with those shapes. So begin by titling page 1, Geometric Shapes. I'm just going to put geometric. You can also do that way. Type page 2, Organic. Organic. Sorry, I get excited about the words. And then page 3, Free Form. Now I did this in advance. You go ahead and do it. I'll put out paper and scissors for you. What you should do is you should cut 3 examples of each shape and paste it on each page. So here I've got geometric, and I cut myself a rectangle and a hexagon and a triangle. And what I should do is get the glue out, glue stick. All right, glue stick. These are the best things to use for this kind of job, and paste them right into your book. All right, there. La la. Oh, and my rectangle. So now I've got a reference, and you will too, of what you can do later. And my organic shapes here, I got a tree, and I made a moon. Now if you got a here's a trick. If you've got a funky shape like this, sometimes it's easier to put the shape on the glue than it is to try and glue the shape and hold the shape steady. So there's my moon, and here's my star. There, I like that image. I think that's one of my favorites. Got a t-shirt with it on there. All right, and then on the next page I've got my free form shapes, and here's, I don't know what they're called. There's one of those, here's one of these, and then there's another one over here too. There we go. So now that's what you're challenged to do. Make a page for freeform shapes, have 1, 2, 3. Make a page for organic shapes, have 1, 2, 3. Make a page for geometric shapes, have 1, 2, 3. All right, now we're going to talk about foreground, middle ground, background. Have a conversation. Use what you know about words and maybe what experience you've had. Talk to your elbow partner. What do you believe foreground, middle ground, and background are? All right, everybody. Did you say foreground is the thing that is the closest to the viewer, right? So if we think about a work of art, then anything that's closest to the viewer is in the foreground. All right, so if you said that, you got it right. The middle ground is that space in a work of art that's between the thing that's the furthest and the closest. All right, so that's the middle ground. It's in the middle is the best way to say it. And the background is the part of a work of art that is furthest from the viewer. So in your book, find, let's see if you remember this word, find the next spread, the next open spread. Okay, now I did this on a big sheet of paper, so I'm going to just show you that. But you should do this activity on the next open spread of your shape book. So in there you can choose anything, any kinds of shapes that you want. They can be a combination of geometric, organic, and freeform, or they can be all geometric or organic or freeform. But what you should do is cut shapes. In my case, I did organic shapes. All right, just to make a small scene here. So here we go. I made a tree shape. There we go. Put that in the foreground. And I made a snake. I put that in the middle ground. And I made a cloud. We put that in the background. Now, notice the device I used. All right. In this case, for things that are in the foreground, I put it lower on the picture. Middle ground, I put in the middle of the picture. And background, I put up high. That's a very classic way of making things appear like they recede in space. Now here's another way. I'm going to move the snake and the tree around. I'm going to switch them. Alright, so I'm going to put the tree in the middle ground. Alright, but I got to put it in the middle ground first, because another way to create the illusion of foreground, middle ground, background is to give some overlap. Right? So now the snake's in the foreground, and we can tell because it's covering up the tree. I know that seems rather basic, but it's good to understand the procedure and the structure, because now you can do it deliberately and on purpose. Okay? So here's what you do. Go ahead and have a go in your shape book. Alright, find the next spread. Make a scene. Doesn't have to be a realistic scene like mine. It can just be geometric shapes. And then once you're done, you should label it. Alright, so when you're all finished, write foreground. Alright, and point to the thing in the foreground. Middle ground. And point to the thing in the middle ground. And background. And point to the thing in the background. Alright? That's the assignment for today. Like I said, I will leave glue and paper out for you. You know where the scissors are now, so you should be able to find the scissors on your own. You know where the pencils and the markers are now, so you should be able to find those on your own as well. Please do help your classmates out if they're struggling. If you find yourself completed with this activity at the end of class, then what you do is go find your name book. You remember that from before? All right, we did the lines, we got the board lines and the groovy lines, and then we decided our own. And then we practiced writing our name in different ways. So what you should do is choose the one you like the best. All right, I like this one here. And go to the front cover of your book and now recreate that bigger. So it's like the decoration on the title of your book. All right. So there we go. I took the way I liked Alan, and I wrote that big on the cover of my book. Okay, that's your like, should you finish the shape assignment. If you get both of those done, then the rule is creative, constructive, and not annoying. You may draw, you can work around and play around with some cut paper. You might find that there are some open pages in either your shape book or your line book. You may decorate those as you wish. I will be back on Wednesday, and from there, on Wednesday, we will start working on positive and negative space. It'll be really exciting. All right, everybody have a good time, behave, and I will see you on Wednesday, if not sooner.